tough times will always come, but tough time doesn't last. The only people who are persistent with consistency, those are the people who are going to prevail at the end of the day. So I don't care even when your parents are not the right example for you living and making the right choices that you have made. A lot has been given to you by your parents and your friends and relatives. And to whom much has been given, much is expected. I don't care if all that you wanted and all that you deserve, your parents did not give it to you, or they did not give them to you, because you are living in a time and age where you can seek enablers. You can seek for information, and you find that information that are going to make you transform the world that we are living in. And so tough times will always come, but tough people are the ones who are going to prevail. Even when you fall 7 times, rise up the 8th time and move and stay on your course. I don't care how much or how big the obstacle looks like, but the mountain shall indeed, disappear as a snow when the Lord is on your behalf. Because we who are believers, we know that He who is in us is bigger than that which is in the world. And before we transform ourselves, all the battle begins in the mind. You have to renew your mind. Like Romans 12:1 says, do not be conformed to the patterns of this world. But pray to God to have yourself living as a holy sacrifice, pleasing to God. And you transform your mind. That's what is going to bring a change in your life, You have to practice the 10,000 hours. As long as the rules of the games remain the same, you will be the guy in the game. That's why you see Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, and Serena Williams in tennis. She has remained phenomenal. All of them that have been on top of their game, because the rule of the game hasn't changed that much. And they have done their 10,000 hours. You want to be a great ballerina, you want to be a great footballer, you want to be a great musician, you want to be a great speaker, you've got to work on yourself. Before you quit, before you throw in the towel, you've got to practice the 10,000 hours. If you want it in terms of days, practice for 1,000 days. Without failing, without giving up. That's what is going to make a difference. A lot of young people, they think doing things which are easy and convenient are the way to go. But I hold the view that going forward needs us to do things which are not convenient, things which are tough and hard. Do things that people have not yet done to realize that which you want and nobody has ever had in their life. That's what is going to make a difference. A lot of us Africans, we think everything that comes from Africans are not good enough. If we don't buy our things from China or Japan or America or Russia, we think that the things that are made in Africa are not important and are not of quality. But I'm submitting to us that until when we realize that we've got to support one another, until when we realize that we need to buy and build Africa, build Africa, that's what is going to put us on a different path. And I'm telling you for how long we are going to be there, and we will be wondering to ourselves, why is it that we are not moving forward as Africans? But until when we answer this one question of our economies, that we are doing businesses that are going to change the world's perspective, that's when we are going to be in the game. Don't delude yourself. Don't be cheated. Don't think it's about education or anything. Education is good, but let's work on our economies. Let's have businesses that are going to change the world's perspective. Because the first industrial revolution, the second, neither of those did we benefit. But until when we realize and do things that are going to shape the world's perspective, that's when we are going to be mattering in the world. Until when we have businesses, until when we have the money, we can control the media houses, we can mobilize our people to vote wisely, to elect leaders who are not thieves and hyenas, to tear our countries to the bone. That's what is always going to lead us and make us fall behind other civilizations. And I hold the view that going forward needs all of us to work so hard to make sure that we get all that which we need. Having dream is good, but dreams without goals that you set on a daily basis, weekly or monthly basis or yearly, will not make us to go forward. You can dream and continue to dream every day of your life as long as if you have had the goals set and written out. That's what is going to make you move forward. And as I conclude, let me conclude with this. Marriage or relationship, let me say marriage can make or break you. If you don't marry the right person, you will be broken into pieces. However much your dreams are, however big they are, if you don't marry the right guy, if you don't marry the wrong girl, if you don't marry the right girl, you don't marry the right man, you are not going to go far with the dreams and admiration that you have in your life. And don't think marrying the son of a rich person is your option. Because the person who has the cash flow is that, and cash flow is everything. They can, make you a big wedding. They can give you all the cars and houses you need on the first day, but all of them will, get old at the same time, because cash flow is money for everything. If you don't have, the cash flow, then I tell you, all those cars are going to get old at the same time. Because if you cannot afford 1 million service to the car, that means the car is going to be grounded and the car cannot help you. And once you have bought a Lexus, for example, this year, the next 2-3 years, there is a new model. If not a Lamborghini, there is another Porsche car, and that will be out of, it will be out of class. And so they can make you the big wedding, but the big wedding is actually not for you. You're just an excuse. They're just showing their fellow counterpart that they have the money. And you are just being an excuse for that big wedding. And that big wedding is not going to, push you for the next 5-10 years of your life. If the boy or the man is not serious enough to do things, to work for the future of the wife and you, with him together, then I'm telling you, we are not going to go far in that marriage. No matter how big your dream is, if you don't marry the right person, it will all come down and you will not succeed. Marry the bond of your bond. That person who is going to hold you and love you for who you are. The person who is going to be an enabler to that dream and admiration that you wish for your life. The person who is going to hold and cry and support you through thick and thin. That's the person you should marry. And it's not about sex. Neither is it about copper or gold. It's just about the person who is going to love you for who you are. And ladies, don't be cheated. Don't be cheated, our dear ladies. The fact is, you need to marry the right person. Marry that one person who is going to love you for who you are. And don't pretend. Live for you. Don't live to please people. Live for you. Don't live and, imitate another person. But just live for who you are. And men need two successful people. People who can offer something to that relationship. People who can offer something to that marriage. It's not about your beauty. It's not about the quality of the sex that you know how to do every style. That's not what we want. That is not going to be eaten on the dinner table. When you don't have the money, it doesn't matter. And so have the brain to think and do things to shape that family you're married in. And you're married in that family not to cause chaos, not to disorganize that family, but help support them to make sure that you live a happy life, that people will admire the type of woman you are, the type of woman you've been married, in that family, to cause a difference, to make it better. Be the prudent woman type, the one who thinks of the future, not just today and a 1 or 5 million birthday party. No. It's good to party, but let's focus on the future.